Welcome back to the channel. Today we're discussing how we define ourselves. So we're going to define me as a person and not by the roles that I play in life. I mean, we'll be talking about the things that define me. And if I were to walk into a room, the type of people that I would get along with and who would get me. I mean, the whole idea of defining ourselves kind of really stretches way beyond the whole Canadian realm. And I guess this is more for our audience to let you know who we are. This is going above and beyond the intros that we did. So we're pretty much letting you guys on the intimate details of our lives this week. So in truth, this A-Channel vlog is going to abandon the Canadian topics that we've been talking about over the last few weeks and let you guys in on who we are. If you're defining me through Stats Canada, I'm a straight Asian male homeowner between the ages of 30 and 40. Working in the radio industry, I work as a commercial writer, but a lot of people ask me if I define myself as a writer. The answer is no. I write for a living, come up with ideas, have checks and balances for my grammar and spelling, but I don't consider myself the writer like Elaine would consider herself a writer. And I guess that's where I'm far removed from the online community. I'm not a blogger either. I mean, entering the WeVlog community, there's a whole lot of bloggers out there. And when August comes for everyone's time to vlog, that's where I feel the most comfortable. And I think the fact that I don't blog as much as the online community is because I read and write pretty much all day. And if I was to get my feelings out on the internet, it probably would be on video. So by definition, I am a vlogger first. And I guess with the whole vlogging online community thing, I do consider myself a geek, as noted when I did the Mystique channel, based on us talking about geeky topics. But am I this uber nerd? No, I'm not. I tend to see myself as a socially functioning one, who just has all these different types of interests. I mean, yeah, I play video games. And to that, there's like several gamers in this world. You have the hardcore gamers and the casual gamers. I somehow fell into the more casual route over the last few years. I mean, that's just all based on lifestyle. And this has probably happened over the last like 5 years or so. What I'll be like in the next 5 years, who knows? I mean, when it comes down to it, if you put me in a comic book expo, that's probably where I feel the most comfortable. And on the flip side of the non-nerdy side, can I define myself as a sports fan? I mean, I follow the Flames, I follow hockey, but that's pretty much it. If you try to explain to me the rules of football or baseball, I would have no idea what you're talking about. I mean, some people can tell you that, yeah, I love hockey, I've been watching all my life, I understand it like back and forth. I worked for the game before. I used to do post-game analysis for the Kootenay Ice, a WHL hockey team, way back when. Although my understanding will be below the player's level of understanding of the game. I never played the game before, but through an analytical level, I know what goes on in the game. And I guess that's another thing. If you want to make your hobbies still your hobbies, don't make it a job. By watching the Kootenay Ice and having to analyze these games for the interviews at the end of the segments, I was pretty much watching hockey from a very analytical level. So breaking everything down by period, shift by shift, play by play, just very minute details of it. I have a very hard time watching it from a fan perspective after knowing what I saw and knowing the game now. And then there's also the aspect of me where I'm always constantly learning stuff and trying to knock stuff off my bucket list. I mean, not an adventurer. I mean, I try to knock stuff off my bucket list and try to learn new stuff as I go along each year. So I guess not in the traditional sense of a life student, but someone who's constantly learning and enjoying it as I go along. So aside from defining me as a Canadian, you can define me in 5 different roles. 1, a radio commercial writer, and I strongly emphasize the radio commercial part. Secondly, a vlogger. 3, a geek of sorts, although a fair weather one over the last few years. 4th, a hockey fan, because that's the only sport I can really identify myself like knowing well. Ray on Wednesday, Tom on Friday. We'll see how they define themselves.